Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, Tank12, haven't called me, I don't really care. God, I can't even do my intro anymore. Sorry. Either way, today we're talking about the SU130PM. It's Advent Calendar Day 13, and you have the opportunity to buy this little machine for 10,100 gold. It's quite a steep price, yes, but this tank is one of those tank destroyers, one of those premium tanks that I think everyone will like to play and like to own. The SU130PM is one of those tanks that is just like the Scorpion G, kind of unbalanced at tier 8. They do have a bit the feeling of being tier 9s, but maybe they still have a couple of characteristics that don't make them just tier 9s. But their guns, their armaments definitely scream tier 9. If you look at the Scorpion G, it's 128mm gun and the 130mm gun that the SU-130PM has. So, let's take a look at the vehicle. Let's talk about its direct competitor, the Scorpion G, and which tank is better, and which tank I would pick up if I had the opportunity. So, you have a 130mm gun, you have 520 alpha, which is really, really good if you compare it to the Rheinmetall Scorpion G, that is 30 alpha more. So you have more alpha. I think you also have more DPM, if I'm correct. No, you have a bit less DPM actually. You have more pen on the heat shells. Your aim time, your dispersion are also very good, same as with the Scorpion G. There is one limitation though, your gun only swivels 180 degrees, or not even 180 degrees. It's only about 150 degrees. That means you can only shoot what's in front of you and a bit to the right and a bit to the left. It's not even 180. So that means if you need to engage something that is behind you, you do not have the opportunity to turn your turret and shoot whatever is behind you. That is something you can do with the Scorpion G because it's a fully traversable turret, but the SU-130PM only has its limit set to the front. That is a major downside if you are in a position where you can be sniping from, because the Scorpion G can do that. Both of these tanks don't really have any survivability, they don't have any armor, so high explosive, if you want to deal with them, is very easy to take care of the SU-130PM and the Scorpion G. They also don't have a lot of HP, so that's something you have to keep in mind. Mobility wise, this tank is fairly fast, top speed wise, but it does not have the best specific power to weight ratio. It does only weigh 25 tons, but the engine is severely underpowered, only 400 horsepower or 400 horsepower in that engine. If you compare that to the Scorpion G, it's actually on par. I have the feeling that the Scorpion G does accelerate better, but the SU-130PM should accelerate just as fast as the Scorpion G. You are faster in longer term because you have the top speed of 65 kilometers, and this really surprises me. I always thought that the Scorpion G was faster and the Scorpion G would pull better because it has a better engine in it, 650 engine power, but it also weighs more, 38 tons compared to the 25 tons on the SU-130PM. So this is a very mobile vehicle. It has very, very decent, or I'd say it's pretty good, very good concealment stats, but its spotting stats, on the other hand, are not very good. This tank, even though it does have a turret, it is not really being shown in the characteristics. So your base view range, I'll have to see real fast. What is the base view range on this vehicle? Because it needs to be somewhere for us to see, because it doesn't make any sense. So the base view range is 383, but that is with the crew. So let me just put away all of the crew real fast so that we can get an idea what the base view range is. 360. So if you want to spot for yourself, really get binoculars, because you most of the time will be stationary. And the question now is, like, what kind of changes are there from the Scorpion G? Which tanks should you buy if you want to get them? Now, I can already safely say the SU-130PM and the Scorpion G both are totally worth it. They're worth your money. They're a lot of fun. They hit very hard. They play like tier 9s in tier 8s. That is a very bad thing in my opinion, but it's the way that Wargaming has developed these vehicles and how they put it into the game. So we have to kind of adapt to it. They're a lot of fun. You really don't need a lot of premium shells when you play the SC-130PM or the Scorpion G if you have a bit of play sense, if you have a bit of intelligence. I think the only difference is in caliber. They play extremely similarly. The only difference is in caliber and the turn rate of the turret. The Scorpion G is a bit more accurate than the SC-130PM. It has a bit better average damage, and it's bigger, so the concealment value on this vehicle are not as good. But I think it has better spotting because, no, this tank also doesn't have a turret. So let me just see. I think spotting-wise, they are very similar to one another because I have 413 and we get a little bit of assistance right there. Yeah, so in the end, they're spotting-wise, they're almost identical to one another. So yeah, in the end, it comes down to personal preference. Do you want a Soviet tank destroyer? Do you have to grind the Soviet tech tree? Do you want to grind the German tech tree? I think they will be selling the Scorpion G as well again, so maybe look forward to that. I personally like the Scorpion G more, but the SC-130PM is really, really good. It has very, very good mobility. It has such a good gun. It just really lacks any armor, so if you get spotted, you most of the time go back to the garage. But these tank destroyers in their hidden places, they are really, really good. So the SC-130PM, really worth it. Look at it. Maybe it is something for you. It is a daily deal, so take a look. 10,000 gold is quite an investment, but for this tank, it's probably worth it.